9:12, baby, let's go. Woo-hoo. A man can always be judged by how much he looks forward to the weekend. If the working days of the week were spent in labor, if you're exhausted and just want to rest, then you treat the weekend as a deserved reward. If you don't care and it's just the end of the week, then you're a lazy deadbeat. What about those of us who have varied work schedules and who kind of, work on the weekends? Dick? Was what my father used to say. Well, your father's a dick. I doubted he was an overly strict man, rather he was painfully fair-minded. Maybe he could no longer live under the totalitarian Soviet regime, or maybe his reasons were much more banal and mundane. In any case, it was far beyond the understanding of the small boy jerked out of his everyday life. I remembered being led to the airport by the hand, my father dragging a large suitcase behind him, a huge plane gobbling up passengers and soaring away, to the sun, higher than birds, higher than Icarus, who I'd read about in a book of Greek myths. I didn't feel scared at all at the time. I guess I didn't really understand what was going on. Slowly gliding along the lush carpet of clouds, the plane looked more like a ship swaying peacefully on the waves. And when the silhouettes of forests, rivers, cities, and the endless vast steppes and tundras appeared below, they, for some reason, seemed unreal, like I was watching a film. The airport in that foreign country felt completely different. The new city was like another planet compared to my hometown. Many strange people were running about, speaking an unfamiliar language, the lights of the billboards, the endless strings of cars. I held tighter to my mother's coat. It seemed as if, just in a moment, I would be picked up and carried away by this flow to a place where the little children never return. Dad looked tense, the vein on his temple throbbing from time to time. People were constantly coming into our cramped hotel room. Some of them spoke Russian, but I couldn't understand exactly what they were saying. And then we moved here. I would have never thought that all this was just for the three of us. My old room had seemed enormous to me. I would build pillow fortresses, jump on the bed without even reaching the ceiling, and it seemed like the closet that Mom called a Czechoslovak wall. Interesting. Held all the treasure in the world. After that, our new house, to my mind, was a mansion or palace out of Pushkin's fairy tales. Almost right away, I met the neighbor girl with the strange name. She was too shy and would never let go of her simple ragdoll, but she spoke Russian, although with a slight accent. She didn't know how to play cops and robbers, which I was very upset about. It was as if until I arrived, all she had been doing day in and day out was reading her stupid books with scribbles. Like, we had calligraphy classes in the first grade, and here it was as if no one went to school at all. But there were cool pictures in her books, and over time I started to understand Japanese cartoons too. Not without my new friend's help, of course. She didn't stop being weird, but I got used to her. In fact, to me, she became the only one I was close to beside my parents. Ah. I see. Naturally, I didn't look forward to the weekend. For me, the whole problem boiled down to the fact that I wasn't going to see Catherine today. Fuck! I wasn't looking forward to the weekend. Oh, why? Because you're lazy? No, I don't get Catherine. Fucking Catherine. Just the mention of her fucking name pisses me off. I can't even read it now without getting fucking just heated. I hate it. He's having this whole thing about like, oh yeah, I remember when I first moved out here, when I first met Himitsu. Oh, I'm waking up. Oh, Catherine? Who cares? Who cares about Catherine? Who cares? Oh, I'd like some closure on her. Who cares? Who cares? I don't fucking care. So stop talking to me about it. Dick. Fuck. Oh, God damn it. I am just not looking forward to the rest of this route. I was hoping like, oh, Himitsu, she's cute, she's sweet. Maybe if, and if I indulge her a bit, the obsession, won't be as evident. It won't appear as much. I won't be as turned off by it. But it doesn't matter. It's not even Himitsu's fault. It's because the Himitsu and Catherine routes are so intertwined that it's just nothing but Catherine. You know where I was at this point in Kagome's route after we started to look for answers? You know where I was at? We were talking to Kobayashi in his office, and he was being like, "Oh, no, I knew your father. Oh yeah, no, we have Kagome's father. We're just talking to him. We just want to get some documents. You know what we're talking about? You were talking about Kagome's father. We're talking about documents. We're talking about espionage. We're talking to the KGB. All this motherfucker wants to talk about anymore is Catherine. Fucking Catherine. I can't wait for Ellie's route. I'm excited. Because you know what? When I'm playing Ellie's route, I mean, this one's over. I'm sure there'll be some mentions of Catherine, but it won't be near as bad. I won't get fucking absolutely triggered over it. I'm only 2 hours deep into this recording session. I record for 6 hours. I have 4 more hours to go just for today. 4 more hours, and already I can't. I don't want to. You can't make me. You can't fucking make me. I'm going to fucking lose it. Guys, I'm not okay. I'm going to keep it a fucking buck with you. I am not okay. I'm not good. All this mention of Catherine, it's melting my fucking brain. I'm not okay. The Catherine issue still hung in the air, and then there was my recent fight with Himitsu. Yeah, let's talk about Himitsu. I couldn't be two-faced. Couldn't pretend nothing was happening. Couldn't let things run their course. Both Catherine and Himitsu knew that. Yeah, pick one. I choose Himitsu. My lack of action would eventually drive both of them away. Okay, well, let's not drive Himitsu away. Pick Himitsu. And while Katya couldn't be driven any further than she was right now, exactly, the prospect of losing Himitsu genuinely scared me. Oh, then do something about it, yeah? Which meant I had to decide on something, yes? I didn't want to think that I had to make a decision, because that would sound like a verdict. I'll make the verdict for you, don't worry. To top it off, I just didn't have the resolve to imagine that Catherine and I could be together again. Then let it go. Turn away and slam the door. Like, I'm not even saying you have to be with Himitsu for this to happen. But you can let go of Catherine. You can just do it. You can just say, hey, you know what? No, Catherine. I'm good. Thanks. No, Catherine. We're good. No, Catherine. It's all good. It's all bueno. No, Catherine. But no. No. Yo ass just wants to be like, well, Catherine. Enough. I've ranted about this long enough. Let's go. Himitsu hadn't come. I'd make her come. What? Well, there wasn't anything surprising about that. Even she had a line her self-respect couldn't stand being crossed. Was yesterday's fight the last straw? How long would this have gone on if Catherine never returned? Catherine. After eating a half-assed breakfast, I simply sat in the middle of the empty kitchen, aimlessly staring into the distance. This was the kind of problem life had thrown at me. Come on, life, what are you doing? Everything's been going fine, I said to no one in particular, just to make sure I wasn't sitting in a vacuum. Vacuum blocks sound, warmth, love. Just like Katya's heart. Catherine! No, I needed to talk to her after all. Of course you did. There was just one little thing to do first. Find her. It wasn't going to work. To look for a single girl, even an American, in multi-million person Tokyo was a dumb idea. Not to mention, she probably didn't want to be found anyway. And we would probably see each other on Monday at school. Yeah, you will. But I couldn't sit still either. First I stood up and started pacing back and forth through the kitchen, then through the house, then walked out into the yard. The feeling of powerlessness was weighing down, depressing me. I felt like a wild predator in a small cramped cage. If only I could break free, I'd show them all. These agonizing thoughts drove me further and further into the depths of dark frustration. The ringing of the telephone sounded somehow very simple and mundane. Recently I seemed to have learned to guess who was calling without even picking up. This time, too, it seemed like everything was fine. Hello? Hey, Nick. I hung up the phone. Oh, come on! What the fuck? I can understand if you're like, oh, I'm not in the mood for Kyosuke's bullshit today, but at least hear the dude out, see what he has to say. Maybe it's fucking important. Oh, hey, Nick. No. Like, At least give me this. At least let me have a distraction from your fucking Catherine talk. Anybody but him. Oh, anybody like Catherine? Mixed with and in contrast to my melancholy, his stupid cheerfulness would create a grim cocktail, leading to the suffering of innocent people. Still, I needed to decide what to do next. Indulge in the aforementioned melancholy all the way until evening, or try and do something. I didn't know where to look for Catherine, but deep inside I desperately wanted to leave the house for somewhere far away, or my depression wouldn't reach me. Fuck you, we're staying home. I'll save just to be on this about the safe side. I'm so fucking funny. We're staying home. Let's get drunk and black out. At least then. Well, no, actually, if he gets drunk, it's just me, Catherine. So I'm kind of fucked either way. That would be a waste of time. Would you get a chance to talk the day after tomorrow anyway? Talk. About what? What would be the point? Oh, fuck it all. My man. I returned to my room, flopped down on the bed, and thoughtlessly stared at the ceiling. If only all this wasn't happening to me. I could be the one listening to the neighbor's domestic fight, condemning the husband, feeling sorry for the wife, thinking about that the children did nothing wrong, and somewhere deep inside, feeling glad that my own family was all right. Well, I didn't have a family, didn't even have any close friends. Only myself and, well, Himitsu. Not the most cheerful company, no matter how you looked at it. What are you talking about? Himitsu is the most cheerful company. She's always got a big ol' smile on her face. Sometimes it's a fake smile, and she gaslights me into believing she's happy, but it's a big ol' smile nonetheless, and I can't help but smile back, my guy. You know what's not making me smile? All your fucking Catherine talk, you little fucking pussy. I grinned bitterly, and at that same moment, someone rang the doorbell. Himitsu, please. It was probably her, but why would she ring? Actually, that's a good point. Coming. I shouted from the kitchen. Oh no. The door opened somehow particularly slowly, and my heart seemed to have frozen for a second. No. Fuck! I knew it. When he pointed out the fact that Himitsu wouldn't ring the doorbell, I'm like, wait, no. Oh, no. It just kicked in. I'm like, oh, fuck, I know exactly who it is. Fuck! I specifically chose the option for no Catherine. I didn't want to look for Catherine. And the game said, oh, you don't want to look for Catherine? Oh, well, I'll give you the next best thing. Actual Catherine. Like, a motherfucker. I hate my life. Alright, Catty, let's chat. We looked at each other silently. Are we just going to stand here? You walked into my house, bitch. Well, yes. I was in a sort of suspended animation. It was a situation you read about in books while thinking, that never happened to me. I just froze, not knowing what to do next. Not even thinking about it. Maybe you'll invite me in? Yes, of course, sorry. Not even bothering to take off her shoes, Catherine quickly headed for the kitchen. Same old. She sniffed after running an eye over my dwelling. Did you expect to see something different? I'd already somewhat come to my senses, but was still afraid to say something wrong to make her angry. No, of course not. She sat down on a chair and crossed her legs. It's clean, I have to say. Do you clean for yourself? A stupid question, of course. For Nicolas Anakin hates to soil his hands. She stressed that nasty word, Nicolas. She didn't like it when I called her Katya, and that was her way of getting back at me. To what do I owe the honor? I thought you'd tell me. But I wasn't the one to come to you, you came to me. So what? Catherine parried, unfazed. You wanted to talk, didn't you? So here I am. Talk. Just like that. I looked closely at her, noticed that she had barely changed in the past year and a half. Grew a bit more mature, maybe, and that mostly manifested as a certain aura of self-confidence. Why not? You know what? I don't really know. First you avoid me in every way possible, then you turn up at my doorstep and demand a conversation. I'm not demanding anything. I can leave if that's what you want. No, wait. Yeah. No, don't leave. About to stand up, Katya stopped and flashed a smug smile. You weren't at school yesterday. Were you worried? she asked mockingly. Oh, come on. I don't even know where you live. Don't know your number. Should you? How am I even supposed to understand you? Do you need to? With a sigh, I sat in the chair opposite to her. You're just such a sadist. Me? She let out a loud laugh. Count me out. It's you as a sadist and a masochist all in one. While She didn't finish, bit her lip and turned away. Do you think we shouldn't have met in the first place? How many billions of people are there on the planet? What are the odds of a Russian guy and an American girl ending up in the same class of a Japanese school? Here you go with the philosophical bullshit again. Be a man for once in your life. Oh, pop off, Catherine. Talk to him. Tell him to grow some fucking nuts. What? I wasn't even insulted, just surprised. Do anything at all to respect you for. Her voice got louder with every word. Make a choice, a decision. Is that so hard? I managed to. Talk to him, Catherine. Pop off. Roast this motherfucker. Cook him. Sear him. Absolutely torch this motherfucker. Burn him. Get him. Get his ass. Tear into this bozo. Eat him up. Eat him. Fucking consume him. And then the meaning of her words slowly started to reach me. Doesn't look like you had to put much of your own effort into it. Took a French leave and deigned to a single meager letter. And naturally, you're blaming others. Blaming me. Even though you deemed an explanation to be below you. And by all means, you should have kept hiding in that country of yours. Why'd you drag yourself over here again? And if only it was just that. But to act like this? I was infuriated and paid exactly zero attention to the change in Catherine's expression. Were Himitsu in her place, I could have confidently have said she was about to cry. But Kachi pulled herself together and said quieter now. And you're absolutely convinced everything happened exactly like you've imagined, aren't you? My, it is convenient to fit the solution to the answer. What else was I supposed to think? I'm judging by the facts. My voice no longer sounded as confident. Facts, huh? An unnatural smile had appeared on her face. Get his ass. Facts. You think it was easy for me to come here? You think... She jerked her head down, but managed to notice her cheek twitch. Catherine, don't. You think you're the only one who has it hard? Get his ass! Get his ass! She suddenly jumped up from her chair and pierced me with a hateful glare. You think the world revolves around you? And if you don't know something, it doesn't exist? I don't think anything. I just don't understand what you're talking about. You don't. She sat down again and let out a nervous laugh. Of course you don't understand. As if you could. And whispered quietly, what am I even doing here? I felt like I was a silent witness to a Shakespearean monologue on a stage. Was this what Catherine meant when she talked about philosophical bullshit? If I could change anything. What? She asked sadly. It's not about you, is it? I don't know what's happening with you, but you're right. It's not about me. It's not just about me. It's about us. There's no us anymore. I understand. Do you? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, it really doesn't. I get the fucking pleasure of living in this dude's head, and let me tell you, it's exactly what it looks like. Pop off, Cat. Like I said, I don't dislike Catherine. I dislike Nikolai's fucking raging obsession with Catherine. So like when Catherine's tearing into his ass, be like, hey, pussy, I was about to say pussy up. Quit being a pussy, man up, fucking make a decision, quit being a little bitch. Like, yeah, pop off, tell him. Like, listen, no, I accept that there's no us anymore. Do you? Do you fucking accept that? Because I don't fucking believe it for a second. Like, yeah, tell him, Catherine, tell him. Eat him. Cook him up, fillet him, saute him, fucking boil him up in a fucking pot. Eat that motherfucker. Nom, 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 nom. Yeah. What do you want me to do? To act as if nothing happened? Hi, Katya, how are you doing? Me? I'm quite fine. Glad to see you back. Is that it? I don't want anything from you. She stood up and walked to the door. You're pretending to be a victim of circumstance, a damn near holy lamb. Do you really not understand, Nikolai? Catherine turned around and looked at me, her eyes filled with tears. It wasn't me who decided to leave. It was my mother. She's always decided everything for me. On the one hand, I felt terribly sorry for her. sorry for her. On the other hand, I subconsciously wanted her to feel the same pain that had been killing me for the last year and a half. It was a nasty, repulsive desire to take revenge on the person I loved, to prove to her how much I suffered and consequently how much I loved her. Except why would you take it out on her? Because she's expressly telling you right now it wasn't her fucking choice. I want to take it out on her. She didn't do anything to you. She fucking was just a victim of circumstance. Her mother said, "Oh, we're leaving, Catherine." And you're like, "God damn it, Catherine, how could you leave me?" No wonder she's fucking pissed at you. You blame her for everything that she had no control over. I'm 100% Team Catherine, alright? Catherine's cool as hell. But goddamn, dude, you suck. Fuck. Son of a bitch, this is doing a great job at pissing me off. Phenomenal work, really. Oh. That's not all there is to it, right? Maybe the decision wasn't yours, but it was what you wanted. Leave. She said it quietly, but her tone was so harsh that I couldn't even find the determination to mention that this was, in fact, my house. Leave. Catherine repeated, and I slowly dragged myself to my room. Wonderful, Nikolai. Shamefully kicked out of your own kitchen, crushed and beaten, without putting up even token resistance. Is what I was thinking, pacing circles around my room. On the other hand, if Katya simply needed to be alone, why couldn't I allow her that much? In any case, the goal of her visit was still a mystery to me. She clearly felt some need to talk and sort things out, but the attempt sucked pretty badly. Sometimes life can be much easier than one would think. Just a week ago, could I imagine Catherine just coming to my place so simply? Sure, I had been convinced I lost her forever, but even in my most desperate dreams, I couldn't imagine that the first thing we'd do after reuniting would be to get into yet another fight. It had been at least half an hour, and there still wasn't a single sound coming from the kitchen. I was tired of waiting, but still couldn't bring myself to go look at what Katya was doing. What if she'd left? Finally, timid steps sounded behind the door. Can I? And a quiet knocking. Yes. Catherine stepped into my room. She looked sad and tired, but there wasn't any trace of tears left. The lady could indeed preserve her dignity in any situation. You must be thinking I'm a selfish bitch. Honestly, I don't. I really don't, Catherine. I think you're great, but I think Nikolai's a fucking dipshit. I got nothing against Catherine. I really don't. I really don't. The only reason why I put her out off so much is because of fucking Nikolai's rabid obsession. That's it. I'm sure I'll actually enjoy Catherine's route in somewhat, but fuck, man. I wouldn't go that far. Well, you have the right to. She continued paying no attention to my words. If you only knew how hard it is for me too. I didn't want to leave, understand? I had to. I understand, but you could have at least talked to me. I couldn't. Suddenly Katya's gaze, and until then, aimlessly wandering through the room, stopped on my table. Is this? She walked up to it and took the letter in her hands. It was sealed. You never read it? Couldn't bring myself to. I smiled apologetically. It's probably for the better. What's in it? I just wanted to say I'm sorry. In the same dry and impassive way, a letter in the spirit of Miss Spock, with a single line of live long and prosper. I spread my fingers in the traditional Vulcanian greeting. Catherine laughed and then a sob and averted her eyes in seeing shame. Yeah, something along those lines. Can I take it? Why? I asked in surprise. Because if you didn't read it then, you definitely don't need it now. Well, if you want it. Katya quickly folded the letter in two and put it in her pocket. She clearly didn't want me to read it. The question was, did she not want me to read it now, or at all? What's done is done. I no longer had the letter. There was still no escaping the conversation. You say you didn't want to. Then what happened? Why didn't you tell me anything? Catherine looked at me. There was so much sadness in her eyes, it almost made me break into tears myself. I didn't want to hurt you. She came closer and sat on the edge of the bed. As if what you did didn't hurt. You know, I sometimes don't understand what's going on in women's heads at all. In yours especially. How can you do something like this to a man you love? Did you ever love me in the first place? I'm starting to get riled up again, turning the hose of anger and resentment on Katya. Of course, she said in a strident voice that left no doubt of her sincerity. Then I simply don't understand. It wasn't just about me. I mean, who else? Your mother? Well, yeah, she never liked me. Catherine didn't respond. You must know it's a bad excuse. I let out a sigh and looked out into the yard. Beyond my home's fence, the regular Tokyo life was boiling, millions of people caring not for my problems. They didn't understand me and didn't have to. But Catherine, tell me, honestly, why did you come here? Katya persisted on keeping silent. So you can't tell the truth, or you don't want to. Are my words not enough for you? She sobbed one last time, wiped her tears, and looked at me with confidence in her eyes. Or do you not believe me when I say I had my reasons? Not enough? I grinned and stepped closer. Would it be enough for you in my place? Would it be enough for anyone? Why wouldn't it? Why would it, Katya? Why would it? I don't know what's on your mind, but stop with your sophisticated physiological sadism already. Do you want me to leave? She asked with a strange detached expression on her face. I don't know. It's up to you. I just want you to stop deriding me. Deriding, huh? Catherine moved closer, took me by the shirt, pulling on it slightly. What are you doing? I was dumbfounded but didn't move. What does it look like? The look in her eyes. I knew it too well. What was she trying to achieve? After everything that happened between us. I don't know, man. Hate sex go dummy. Now? I clearly understood this girl much, much less than I thought. This looks like another one of your jokes. Nobody's forcing you, you know. She pulled me more strongly. And what next? It'll only get worse. I understand you don't care. You don't feel... Come here. I'll show you what I feel. All your words, your tears. All for this? Things could have been much simpler. Simpler? Catherine started up. So you like it simpler these days? With Himitsu, I guess. Did you fuck her on this bed? She stood up and threw the bedsheet onto the floor. I bet Miss Chastity is quite the slut in bed. I don't know, but I'm gonna find out. Her hands nimbly managed the belt of my jeans. Do you want me to do the same way you do her? I'm capable of languid moans too, you know. Nico-kun. Not there, Nico-kun. I love you, Nico-kun. She parodied Himitsu. Katya, don't. Please. The arousal was making my head spin. I knew it was wrong. I knew Catherine too well. She was doing this to hurt me. Anger, resentment, maybe even jealousy. I wasn't sure if she was entirely aware of her own actions. Oh, so I'm no longer good enough for you, is that it? You just love me, but you would rather sleep with her? No. There's nothing between us. But you'd like there to be something, wouldn't you? Yes? I wouldn't... She totally would, though. And you wouldn't be able to refuse. Katya, enough. Look at me. I was afraid to raise my eyes at her. Look at me. Her cheeks were flushed, eyes glistening, breath heavy. Katya, please. I can barely hold... Titties! Oh. After removing my jeans, Catherine started to undress, throwing her blouse off. You know, remember when I said that, you know, Kagome's route didn't really do much to make me think Catherine wasn't a little fucked in the head? Yeah, I'm starting to think Catherine's a little fucked in the head. Don't you want to? I said nothing. Simply didn't have the strength. If I were to take this step, it could ruin everything between us, forever. Carefully, but firmly took her hands in mine. Of course I want to, but I can't. Fine then. Catherine immediately cooled down, moved away from me, and quickly got dressed. I just wondered how you react. Wondered. How'd I react? What? I was dumbfounded. What do you mean? What if I didn't stop? Well, then you wouldn't have. She shrugged her shoulders indifferently and turned away. Is this a game for you? A psychological experiment? Something like that. I was interested in how consistent you could be. Leave. Please leave. Don't order me around. I was about to go anyway. Then leave already. Can't look at you anymore. Pfft. She huffed, but then the front door in the hall opened. Please tell me she's already put her shirt back on. It's one thing if Himitsu walks in and sees Catherine there and is immediately like, oh god, I misunderstood the situation. please tell me you've put your shirt back on. Please, ma'am, please, please.
Nico-kun, are you home?
Come meet your guests. Or have you already? She didn't finish, just smirked. We're here, Katya suddenly shouted. A couple seconds later, Himitsu shyly peeked into the room.
Kari-chan, hi. I just dropped by.
I immediately remembered how they had been fighting just a couple days ago. Oh God, don't mind me. I'm already leaving and won't disturb the two of you. He's all yours.
You aren't disturbing us at all.
That's even better. When I and Himitsu were left alone, she asked,
Why did Kari-chan come?
That's what I'd like to know.
What do you mean?
Exactly what I said. I don't want to talk about it.
Nico-kun.
Himitsu looked genuinely upset. Sure, she was worried about me, but I couldn't tell her everything that happened. Now, could I? Yeah, it's like, well, you know, we got into an argument. She tried to fuck me. I mean, she just wanted to explain why she returned.
Why did she?
She failed to put it into words. Why did she return? I don't know. Something about her tits. That's all I got. She wanted to explain why she returned. Oh yeah, why did she return? Apparently my dick game is just that good. I don't know.
Nico-kun.
What? That's the truth. Yeah, it's not the best situation, but nothing tragic happened. I'm not about to put my neck in a noose.
You wouldn't even tie the right knot.
She laughed quietly. Me? Of course I would. No knot can stand against me.
Alright, let's eat.
Yeah, let's eat, I guess. I desperately wanted to change the topic. Just wanted to see how you'd react. What was that? A banana for a monkey performing a trick? How soon would she train me to stand on hind legs and bark on command? Although she never liked dogs, so I would have to learn how to let out convincing meows. Yeah, stop thinking about it. Over lunch, I tried not to look at Himitsu. Luckily, she wasn't inclined to chatter either and even seemed happy. You know, the Japanese hospitality industry is missing out on a great chef.
What? Nico-kun, no. I've already decided who I want to be.
Yeah, sure, but your cooking's also great. This time I was even telling the truth. Everything was, in fact, delicious.
I can always cook for my husband and children.
Himitsu. Subtlety, please. Himitsu said and looked at me. Something like a please seeming to gleam in her eyes. Sure you can. I lowered my eyes and concentrated on finishing the curry. Should we go somewhere tomorrow?
Tomorrow?
She thought for a moment. I felt guilty towards Himitsu. Guilty of all and everything at once.
No, I can't tomorrow. I have to clean the house.
Oh, alright then. Another time.
Another time.
Thanks for the meal. I stood up from the table and gathered the dishes. I'll wash them.
You don't have to. I can...
No way. I gotta make myself useful at least somehow.
Okay.
I was silently washing the dishes while Himitsu sat motionlessly at the table looking at me. Finally, I started to feel uneasy. What is it?
Nothing. I was just daydreaming.
What about?
Getting fucked. I mean, just school stuff.
Oh, okay then. It was absolutely obvious that at that moment we were both unable to talk about the things we wanted to. But distracting ourselves with neutral conversation wasn't working out either.
By the way, about school. I still have so much homework to do.
Yeah, homework's important.
I guess I'll go then?
See ya.